Welcome to the first ever episode of Social Media Leader. My name is Samantha Harris, but you can call me Sam. Before we get into this episode today, I want to give a brief overview of who I am and what to expect from this podcast going forward. First off, if you don't know me or what I do, I've been running an online business for the last 4 years. I help online businesses set up and execute proper sales systems. I primarily work with coaches, online coaches specifically, course creators, and service providers. I'll get into more detail about specifics later on. What you can expect to hear about on this podcast is general online business talk, entrepreneur experiences, sales talks and trainings, and just in general, anything that I think my specific audience would be interested to hear. This is a business podcast. So if you're looking for a more personal podcast, this isn't the place. This is the place for the business girlies. Also, this episode will be available on YouTube. I'm going to be recording it in video format as well to post on there because I know I really enjoy to watch podcasts on a video platform, actually. I know Spotify has that available for some creators, and on YouTube, kind of everybody can do that. So I love that option. I'm giving you all that option. So those will be posted the exact same day that these episodes go live as well. Also, this is my new office. I haven't even really gotten to share too much about this. So if you're watching on the video, it's really cute and cozy in here. And I'm excited to be able just to kind of show off my little space once a week. All right, let's get into this episode and chat the elephant in the room. Sam, where have you been for the last year? And maybe you didn't notice, and I'm glad if you didn't notice at all. But if you follow me on Instagram, you're probably like, where the heck did Sam go? She used to be on here pretty much every single day. I wonder what she's up to. I didn't like post any updates. I didn't say I was taking a hiatus. I didn't even know really that I was going to be taking a hiatus. And you hear a lot of business owners talk about stuff like this. I'm going to try and make it, not super cliche, but truly, I just kind of was thinking, what the heck am I building here? And I felt like I was posting just a post and nothing was intentional. And I was like, what are my real goals? And so I really took a step back from any external marketing with my business and I locked down on what I had going on. I secured my clients. I started phasing out any of the passive offers that I had, like any memberships or courses that I was selling, really, really limited the number of one-on-one coaching clients I could take in. And just in general, I got really picky about my retainer clients that I was bringing on because I felt like I needed to also dive back into more education. I felt like I needed to learn more. I knew I really wanted to lean into sales. I leaned into a lot of marketing in the past and some sales. I felt like I really wanted to hone in on sales because that is what I truly love and I found a lot of passion in. I haven't really gotten tired of sales and, educating people about sales or supporting with sales and consulting on anything sales related in the last 4 years, but I kind of felt burned out a little bit on the marketing side of things. This is also the reason that I wanted to start this podcast because I felt like coming back, there's just so much that I wanted to say that I couldn't just say in an Instagram post or an Instagram story. I really wanted to kind of dive into this conversation because I felt like it was worth talking about because I felt like so many other people can relate to this. Or if you're kind of looking for your permission slip to do something different, then I hope this could be your permission slip. I feel really lucky that I've even been able to keep a business up and running for the last year without external marketing. And part of the ease of that is that I did lean into my services and being a service provider, specifically around marketing, sales, support coaching, customer support, or just kind of anything within like customer service or relations within any of my retainer clients or just like the work that I was doing in general. And then also, really great networking, not just being a service provider, because obviously you have to be able to network or apply for jobs. Like that type of work doesn't just come to you. So I really leaned into my networking. I really leaned into the relationships that I had, and just was able to lock down stable income and something that I felt really good about for the last year. Getting back into what I mentioned earlier about continuing education and learning more, like I said, I really wanted to lean into sales and I felt like there was still so much more to learn. So I actually enrolled in a program, RCA, Remote Closing Academy with Cole Gordon. If you don't know who Cole Gordon is, he is a sales guru. He is so smart, probably some of the most concise education that I've gotten around sales. I've never done a specific sales program before. A lot of stuff has been kind of been a part of other programs that I've done. I wanted something just specifically around sales. I have been working as a setter and a closer for the last like 3-ish years. And I really wanted to become a lot more confident in my skill set and then also teaching on it, also being a strategist within my clients' businesses as well. And so it was kind of a no-brainer to do this. I had actually mentioned to someone else that I worked with that I was looking to do something like this and really up my skill set specifically as a closer. So I got recommended his program and I was just like, yep, this is it. Like, this is the program for me. So I enrolled in that and I learned so much. I feel so confident coming back into my business in a really public way because I have so much to share. It makes me feel really great about the hiatus I took because it was very productive. I learned so much. I was able to execute. I was able to be a part of some really great sales teams. I still am a part of really great sales teams. I've been able to really expand my network. Also through Cole's program, they have like a networking opportunity there where you can be put in a pipeline to be a recommended sales closer. So that was a really cool experience getting to be connected with some really, really amazing companies. They have some great relations with companies that are producing $1 million in revenue a month plus, which is a new bracket for me. Whereas typically earlier on in my business, I was mostly working with people who are trying to make their first 6 figures or their first million. This has been really, really cool to kind of up level in this way. So, like I said, I've been going through that program for the last year. I've also been able to be on some really awesome sales teams with some really awesome high ticket closers, some awesome managers, even some CEOs who are just killer at selling their own product. And I just feel like I've been a sponge for the last year. And I feel so confident in just the teams that I've been able to work on. And yeah, I could go on and on about that. Maybe that deserves its own episode. What I've learned in the last year being a high ticket closer. Obviously, I've been a high ticket closer longer than that, but I've just been really honing in on that skill set for the last year and getting to see the ins and outs of a lot of different businesses and their sales processes for selling their high ticket products. Then also just their operations and how they manage their team and workflows and things like that has been really cool. So that's what I've been doing education wise for the last year. I also want to break down what my current workload even looks like because I find it really interesting, especially to other service providers out there, because that's majority of what I've been leaning into. I'm going to go down the list of all the different things that are making me money right now or what I'm involved in. So first category I'll start with is my service clients or my retainer clients. And I kind of was like, do I even mention their names? Is that weird? I don't know. Anyways, I'm just going to talk about it. So I'll start with my longest standing client that I've had, who's Gillian Perkins. I do a range of different things for Gillian. One of my favorite things I do for her is I do sales for her. So that's been something we've been really leaning into, and we've been able to really develop a cool system over there. I primarily work within one of her programs, which I'm going to actually chat a lot about coming up, 100K Mastermind. I also support coach within that program, but I do a variety of different things for her business. I won't get too into the weeds of it. If you want to know any details, just send me a message on Instagram. But that is my longest standing client. We've been working together for 3 years. I love being on that team. My other client that I'm working with is a marketing agency, Optimize. I actually got in contact with them because they're the marketing agency for my dad's business. I'm doing a variety of different things with them, and I'm really excited to keep working with them. It's kind of cool to be working within a marketing agency as well. I get to just learn a lot about like that process and see how I can become a better service provider myself. And then I have a couple of smaller clients that I work with. One is my dad's business, which is fun and a challenge all in itself. And then another one is actually my old boss from my corporate job that I used to work before I jumped into working my business full time. I do a little side project for him as well. So those are a couple smaller clients that I have month to month. I also do support coaching within a couple different programs, like I mentioned for Gillian. Also, I do sales coaching within Taylor DeHaye's program, Fitness Coach Academy. So I'm coaching on all things sales over there. Then getting out of the service clients category, getting into one-on-one coaching, I have one client that I'm working with one-on-one, and we've been working together for an entire year now. Actually, today is our 1 year anniversary of working together. I love working with her. Her name is Ashley, and we've been able to accomplish so much in the last year. I actually want to bring her onto the podcast and chat with her and introduce her to all of you because she has been able to leave her corporate job in the last year. She's been able to hire on 2 people to work with her in her agency. And it's just been really, really cool. She has a virtual assistant agency. So, right up my alley. And she's just been such an amazing person to work with. And she just keeps me young, fresh, and keeps me sharp. Then outside of that, I have a couple projects that I'm working on my own. One is going to be this podcast. Another is I'm actually going to be releasing some sort of educational product here before the end of the year. I believe that's what the timeline is looking like. So you'll get more details about that as time goes on. So, in a nutshell, that's what I'm working on right now. That's kind of what this last year has looked like. I don't expect these episodes to be super, super long. I kind of like the short and sweet episodes. If you like longer ones, let me know. I'd love any feedback you have about the podcast. You can send that to me on Instagram at the Samantha RRIS. You can also email me if you prefer email at hello@thesamanthaharris.com. My website is also thesamanthaharris.com, so you can find me there. I'm really excited to see how this podcast plays out. I feel really excited about a new project to work on. This has been a long time coming. That sounds so cliche. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you so much. I am really excited about the video version. If you're listening to this on the podcast, I'm really excited to be in your ear each week because I love to talk. New episodes will be posted every single Thursday, and I can't wait to really develop this new medium and to be able to share it with all of you. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you next week.